Hello again and welcome to Tommy Travers' prediction on the Gaelic football between Clare versus Kildare this weekend. It's the Division 3 match. It's on Sunday. It's at 2 o'clock and it's in Ennis in Clare. Now it's a away match for Kildare. Kildare's after doing well so far. They're after getting 4 wins. So they need to keep it going now to try and get out of Division 3. Definitely, hopefully get up into Division 2 for next season. I think they will win it. Now, they did have a very tough match in the other matches as well, but I think this will be their toughest match now. Definitely will be. Now, I remember going back years ago, they were playing Clare in the backdoor match. Now, I know that's completely different now. You know, Kieran McGeaney was running the team. All the players are changed now. Do you know, that was years ago. But still, Clare pushed Kildare all the way down there, down in Clare. I remember I was at the match, and only for they had Morgan O'Flaherty to come on. In fairness to McGeaney, he kept Morgan O'Flaherty there, and he brought him in, and he scored a few scores because he was after coming on, and he was fresh. You know, he hadn't played the start. Now, more than likely, like he was definitely good enough. He could have started easy that day. But they held him back, and it was the right thing to do because Kildare were in trouble. Now, maybe if he was playing from the start, they wouldn't have been in trouble, but you can't be sure of that. So it probably was a good idea by McGeaney, and they did win the match, you know, and got them to the next round in it. But now this match, anyway, I have to give a prediction on it. So, look at, I'm going to chance that Kildare is going to win it. I think they will win it. I'd say it'd be tight. It'd be a hard match down there. There'd be a fair crowd from from Clare down there, because the footballers do get fairly good backing as well. But I'm going to chance Kildare anyway. Now, the other thing I want to bring up is about the playing rules. I haven't touched on them yet, and I know they're in now since the start of the season. Now, I didn't touch on them because I was doing the videos and I was in a bit of a hurry doing them, and I didn't get time to do it. But the new rules don't seem to be working too bad. You know, there's good scores coming up in the matches, and the pitches are not great at all. They're very wet, very sloppy. But they're doing well. It's working okay. Now, I think they're going to have to tweak this thing about having 3 players forward, because it seems to be a disadvantage to the team that hasn't players sent off. Because if a team gets a player or 2 sent off, these seem to be better. It works out better for them under these new rules. So I don't know whether they did say with these new rules that they would have a look at them, as far as I know, for the championship. Because as everyone knows, with new rules, you just don't know. You can't see all the pitfalls in them until you play the games, and play a good few games. Do you know what I mean? And it'll probably take up to the championship and all before all the things come out. But the one good thing they definitely did bring in was, I think, the kick-out's a good idea as well, the longer kick-out. That's better. I would have preferred if it was 50 yards, but what it is, it's not bad. I know if there's a heavy wind, you'd be in trouble trying to get it 50 yards. The other thing is then my brother mentioned to me about that when a team is playing with a very strong wind, which was last weekend, the teams are building up a very big score. They're getting up in 15, 16 points maybe ahead, and it's a dreadful job for the other team to bring it back. Now, they have the same amount of time, and they should have the same win, bar the wind goes down. That does happen in that time. But it didn't happen last weekend. Now, the wind didn't go down. It was the same wind. The other teams just weren't able to come back. But maybe a better idea would be to play the game in 4 quarters. Like they done that when the Australian rules used to be on here, used to come over. The Australians used to come over here. I don't know what happened to those matches, because they haven't been on for years. And I used to like those matches. Those matches were great. Now, I know it was a bit different from the Gaelic. They had to change between the two games. But I'll tell you one thing, the Australian guys couldn't believe how fit the Gaelic fellas were over here, amateur footballers. And they all professionals. So it just shows you the fitness in the GA is absolutely fantastic. Because even when players went over from here, Graham Geraghty went over from Meath over to Arsenal. Now, okay, didn't make it over there, whatever happened, but they couldn't believe the fitness of him. And that was in around the 90s when he went over. Do you know what I mean? So the fitness of the Gaelic players is absolutely fantastic. Now, altogether, they're really flying as regards the fitness. Now, the other thing I'd like to say is I'm not happy with the way the the league is starting off now in January. I think the league should start in March. And I think the whole competition then should run up to the end or the middle of September, Play the All-Ireland the way they had it, the middle of September. And it'll give them much more time, it'll be a lot better as regards injuries and everything for the players that have time to maybe get better, which now it's crammed too tight altogether, I think, for the whole lot. And you're starting off in the winter, like January, February, so far the weather hasn't been good at all. It's absolutely very wet and matches postponed and everything. So I definitely think with the inter-county football not being on in August and September is absolutely ridiculous. They're the best 2 months of the year. I know the weather is changing now with climate change or whatever it is and getting wetter and all this, but definitely August and September are 2 good months, and I can't see why they won't play the matches at that time. I know the club thing and all, but to me it's ridiculous. I think the matches, the whole system the league should be starting in March and run the thing up to the middle Sunday in September. Now, it used to be the third Sunday, now it's the middle one, but the second Sunday. Now, if you're not going to do that, at least bring it up to the end of August. Now, I think Charlotte Burns is going to have a look at it, so hopefully he can do that. I definitely think they should extend it again, definitely, because I think a lot of people think that it'd be better. And I tell you, the crowds to me are going down a bit because the weather is too cold when it's starting off. If you started in March, you have a much better chance. I know the weather is going everywhere now, you can't judge it, but still, it's coming into the spring, the summer, and that's the time the football always was played, the Gaelic. All through my life, I'm looking at the Gaelic, and I loved it when it was in September, All-Ireland final in September. I always thought it was great. They brought it back a week, which was fair enough. I didn't mind that. That was probably a good idea, doing that. But that's my opinion on it anyway, for what it's worth. Okay, Shinna will, thank you.